Sumela Monastery is a Greek Orthodox monastery dedicated to the Theotokos located at Karadag within the Pontic Mountains, in the Macka district of Trabzon province in modern Turkey. Nestled in a steep cliff at an altitude of about 1,200 meters facing the Altındır Valley, it is a site of great historical and cultural significance, as well as a major tourist attraction within Altındır National Park. Due to an increase in rockfalls, on September 22, 2015 the monastery was closed to the public for safety reasons for the duration of 1 year to resolve the problem. This was later extended to 3 years. It reopened to tourists May 25, 2019. The monastery is one of the most important historic and touristic venues in Trabzon. Sumela comes from the Greek Sumela, meaning of black mountain. The origin of the monastery's name comes from the last word Sumela, which means Trinity in English. It is not known when the monastery was founded, but the Turkish Ministry of Culture and Tourism places the date around AD 386, during the reign of the Emperor Theodosius I, 375 to 395. According to William Miller, 2 Athenian monks named Barnabas and Sophronios founded the monastery. It became famous for an icon of the Theotokos known as the Panagia Gorgoekos, said to have been painted by the Apostle Luke. During its long history, the monastery fell into ruin several times and was restored by various emperors. During the 6th century, it was restored and enlarged by the Byzantine general Belisarius at the behest of Emperor Justinian. It reached its present form in the 13th century after gaining prominence during the existence of the Empire of Trebizond. While the emperors Basil and John II had endowed the monastery richly, it was during the reign of Alexios III, 1349 to 1390, that Sumela received its most important largesse. According to legend, the young Alexios was saved from a storm by the Theotokos, and was bidden by her to restore the monastery. At that time, the monastery was granted an amount annually from imperial funds. During the time of Manuel III, son of Alexios III, and during the reigns of subsequent princes, Sumela gained further wealth from imperial grants. Following the conquest by the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II in 1461, it was granted the Sultan's protection and given rights and privileges that were renewed by following sultans. The monastery remained a popular destination for monks and travelers through the years. In 1682 and for the following decades, the monastery housed the Frontisterion of Trapezus, a well-known Greek educational institution of the region. Until the Russian occupation of Trabzon, 1916 to 1918, the Sumela Monastery was active and was visited by monks and Christian and Muslim pilgrimages. In 1923, the Ottoman Empire collapsed, and after the National War of Liberation, an independent Turkish republic was founded by Ataturk. After 1923, the Sumela Monastery was abandoned following the population exchange between Greece and Turkey as laid down in the Treaty of Lausanne. In 1930, the wooden parts of the Sumela Monastery were destroyed by fire, and in the years following other parts of the monastery were damaged and pillaged by treasure hunters. Today, the Sumela Monastery is a museum open to visitors. Restoration work is funded by the government of Turkey. As of 2012, the Turkish government is funding reconstruction work, and the monastery is enjoying a revival in pilgrimage from Greece, Georgia, and Russia. The monastery's primary function is as a tourist attraction. It overlooks forests and streams, making it popular for its aesthetics as well as its cultural and religious significance. The principal elements of the monastery complex are the rock church, several chapels, kitchens, student rooms, a guest house, a library, and a sacred spring revered by Eastern Orthodox Christians. The large aqueduct at the entrance, which supplied water to the monastery, is constructed against the side of the cliff. The aqueduct has many arches which have mostly been restored. The entrance to the monastery leads up a long and narrow stairway. There is a guard room next to the entrance. The stairs lead down from there to the inner courtyard. On the left, in front of a cave, there are several monastery buildings. The cave, which was converted into a church, constitutes the center of the monastery. The library is to the right. The large building with a balcony on the front part of the cliff was used for the monks' cells and for housing guests. It dates from 1840. The inner and outer walls of the rock church and the walls of the adjacent chapel are decorated with frescoes. Frescoes dating from the era of Alexios III of Trebizond line the inner wall of the rock church facing the courtyard.